Tell me about yourself. Hello, my name is Byung-ji Seo. My English name is Amy, so just you can call me Amy comfortably. I am a student at Yeongnam University, and my major is International Trade Department. My personality is active, and I like to hang out with other people. In WebEx class, the happiest time is when we get together and talk to each other. I also like to tell my stories to others, so my dream is to become a buyer. I want to achieve good results by combining my trade and with my personality who enjoys meeting other people. What are your strengths? My strengths are laughter and reactivity. I also have a good grasp of the situation. I like to listen to other people's stories and go well with them. I get the eyes and listen to the speaker. They say thank you more for listening than they say it is burdensome. Even in my current part-time job, I always treat my guests kindly and help them recommend food and explain the menu. I feel really proud and grateful when they tell me that the food was delicious when the guests went. What are your weaknesses? My weakness is that I ask a lot of others' opinions, and to put it in a bad way, I always walk on eggshells around them. For example, when choosing just simple lunch menu, I tend to ask, "Are you okay with spicy food?" and adjust myself a lot to other people because a friend might want a spicy food if he doesn't. But because of my personality, I always ask a question or things that I don't know or I'm not good at. How did you prepare for this interview? For this interview, I thought a lot to show my real as much as I could in a short time. So I tried to answer a lot by taking my experience as an example. I tried to fix the wrong English pronunciation through the Google Translator application. Can you tell me why you would like to study in our program? I think people should study constantly. The study may differ from person to person, but I have always wanted to go to abroad and communicate with people for various cultures. So my goal is to broaden my thoughts through this program. How do you think this program can benefit for your future? I think this program will be a big turning point to me. Life is a series of experiences. It's a phrase I use a lot when I'm trying to make new challenges. I think it's important to build knowledge through a variety of experiences and learn and feel the actions required in each situation. Based on what I've learned from my university lectures, I think I will have a little more practical experience that I won't be able to learn at school. I'm going to go directly into the company and I'm going to learn from myself and I'm going to grow a step further in my knowledge of what I didn't know and in the process of overcoming it. Tell me about a time when you had a disagreement with a colleague. How did you deal with it? I visited America with my friend in August. While making plans for the US, my friend and I found we have different perspective on travel. My friend like relax and just travel only one trip in a day, but on the contrary, I want to visit many places in a day and go to some popular places. My friend and I met and talked for a long time. Instead of trying to persuade each other, we had a simple time talking to each other. So we made a trip to the United States, one day for relaxing, one day for tough schedule. So we all could be satisfied. It was very good. Do you prefer working alone or in groups? I prefer group activities because I can share more people's thoughts than when I was alone, and I can see things that I didn't think of as a result of various opinions. How much training do you think you will need to become a productive worker? I think it will take 2 weeks because there are many things I don't know because there are many things that I don't know about computer. The department I want to go is trade. I heard from senior members that organizing and reviewing computer files were very important, so I have to deal with computer files carefully, and to make them perfect, I'll need training in computer skills and language learning. Tell me about a time you achieved success in a group. What was your role? What was the outcome? When I was a freshman in college, I had a student council activity. I was in charge of public relations at the student council. The public relations department uses Facebook page to make news about the department and to make posters for various events. First, to host the event, the student participation is needed. So our student association thought promotion was the first important thing. I created posters under the ideas of my student association friends and focused on promoting them through Facebook and blogs. I even asked my friend to participate in the event. As a result, the number of students attending the event was higher than last year, and we were able to hold the event more interestingly. What's your long-term employment or career objective? My goal is to become a buyer. I love to meet and talk to a variety of people, and I want to make sure all things work out. Therefore, I'm improving my communication skills by communicating with many students in English in real tone. How would you describe yourself as a worker? I want to describe myself as quick hands because I'm faster than others. Even where I'm currently working part-time, I'm often told by people who work with me, so that's why I call myself fast hand. Do you consider yourself as a self-starter? If so, explain why. My parents started working together since when I was young. So I used to spend a lot of time alone at home, and I used to do household chores when my parents weren't at home. When my parents praised me after finishing washing the dishes, I was very happy and remembered that I helped the housework harder to hear the praise. Tell me about a time when you made a significant error. What happened? I spilled food on customers' clothes while serving. Things were so busy that the food had to go out quickly, so I was in a hurry to put the food down quickly and spilled it on customers' clothes. I said I was so sorry and brought him the wet tissue, but I couldn't even give the apologize properly because I had to go to the place where customers calling. I felt so sorry for the loss of my heart. I apologized again when he went out. He smiled at me, saying it was okay to the end. I'm determined not to make a mistake again. How are your computer skills? During this summer vacation, I worked at Yeongnam University Foreign Language Education Institute for a month. I managed students' participation through Excel files and input their scores, but I wasn't very good at Excel, so I asked a lot of questions from my teacher and learned, so I was able to deal with the basic functions of Excel. What motivates you to put forth your greatest effort and why? I'm an easily stimulated person. When I was a high school student, I used to live in a dormitory, so I used to have serious conversations about how my friends lived, how they studied, and what kind of department they wanted to go. During the exam, I always stayed up all night studying. The reason why I was able to stay up all night was because I was motivated. When I went to the bathroom through hallway, I looked at the light coming out of the other friend's room and felt, my friend is still studying, I'll do more and sleep. I used it to come back to my room and study harder. So through these stimuli and so on, I take myself firmly and try my best to do my job. Describe your most significant success and failure. My most significant success was my first superior grade to semester of sophomore year. Thanks to that, I was able to get a scholarship. My parents liked me very much, and when I saw my family happy, I was more proud. My most significant failure was an exchange student program, but I don't call this as a failure. I'd like to say it's an opportunity because I learned a lot from experience of exchange students. First of all, I was not ready. It took a long time to go to a foreign country alone to make friends and adapt to class. I often fell into team classes because of my low confidence. Well, I thought if you are frustrated here, you are going to be left behind forever. And then I started thinking differently. In addition, I approached my friends and asked them what I had to do. When I was active, my friends smiled and greeted me, and when I asked them what they didn't know, they answered me kindly. I realized, don't give up, let's hit it. What kind of company would you work for? I am a student of the Department of International Trade at university, so my college classes were perfect for me, and it stimulated my desire to go abroad. So I want to go to a trading company in order to suit my department. What kind of work environment are you looking for? I want to work in an environment where everyone has a free and harmonious atmosphere where they can assert their opinions freely. What kind of people do you enjoy working with the most and why? I love working with everyone, timid, energetic, angry, or alright, because I think just meeting people is all important. How do you manage your stress? I try to control my feelings by listening quiet music. What kind of things do you do in free time? I usually meet my friends in my free time. I meet my friends, chat with them, share their funny things, sad things, and relax and have a good time. What kind of things do you do during your free time to improve your English? I used it to watch foreign movies and dramas when I had time. I've watched movies many times, but I used to see them as English subtitles, not as subtitles, to improve my English listening skills. I used it to see with Korean subtitles at first, and then without English subtitles, and finally without subtitles. I followed the actors' accents and pronunciation. I think this study method is really good. Have you ever studied English? Where did you learn English? My parents had a high education fever. Thanks to them, I've been able to learn English since I was young. When I was young, I learned English through house study. So I started to study English and go to a general academy later. Yes, of course, I'm still learning English because mastering a language is not possible. To become better, I will sharpen myself enough before going abroad. Have you been outside of Korea? Yes, I went on a trip. When I went to an exchange student for 6 months, I traveled to Spain, Germany, and Belgium. I also went to a resort to Boracay. It was all a good memory.